Welcome back, guys. This is Tarot Soul Child MK Intuitive Reader from New Zealand. Just here to let you know about the situation with our cat, as I mentioned a couple of weeks ago. And so I just finished the Earth sign reading, and I just realized that he actually popped into my reading. And so this is our cat. His name is Mystereo. He's named after the wrestler, for those that are aware of WWE. He came into our life on the 5th of November 2005, and so we had him for a wonderful 10 years, and he was in his 11th year. He was an interesting cat. He was a Scorpio sun sign. He had a Sagittarius moon sign, for those that are into astrology, and he had a Gemini rising. And so I felt the need to just let you know that he passed away on the 8th of April, Friday last week. A very, very traumatic decision. I had to make the call of putting him down. We found out 2 weeks previous that he had bowel cancer, but we didn't know how severe or how far gone his condition had gotten. So excuse my tears. And so at 4:35, the 8th of April, we had to put him down, and I didn't go into the actual consultation room where they were going to inject him. So I waited out in the waiting room, but I had a very dear friend of mine, and her name is Julie, and she does watch my readings. She is subscribed to my channel, and so Julie, you will be watching this. And so a heartfelt thanks goes out to you, my dear, for being there in his final moments. And also to my wonderful husband, who pretty much broke down after the event. It was pretty much a snap decision to get it done. He was suffering, and it's very interesting because we brought him home, we buried him at home, and so later on that night I went to put the electric blanket on in our bedroom because we are in autumn over here in New Zealand. We're going into our cooler season. Yay, thank God for that. It's been a very long hot summer. And so as I was in the room, because his final week was basically curling up and going to sleep in our room. He loved our room because it was like a sanctuary for him. And I actually heard him. I heard his sound that he makes from his throat. It wasn't a meow, it was just a certain sound he made. And so I heard it as clear as day. And this was about 10:30 at night. And I thought, my God, he's come back from the dead, so to speak, literally. But I didn't see him, but I heard him in the direction of the doorway. And so that was my way of feeling that, oh my God, he was kind of letting me know that it was okay. And then not only did it happen then, but early the next morning, because it was a ritual at night time, I was doing the night shift with our cat in the sense of getting up and dealing with his needs or however he felt, if he had to go to the toilet, etc. Trying to keep him comfortable. They had injected him with a steroid injection, which was meant to last for 6 weeks in regards to initiating more of an appetite, as he had lost heaps of weight. And so I actually heard him walking along the side of my bed, and I was too afraid to look over. And just being so soon after he passed, and so I heard him. I heard him down walking. He was quite the heavy-footed pussycat for some reason. A lot of people thought he was quite the big cat, big like a lion. And so that incident happened. And then during the day, the next day in the afternoon, I was in the kitchen doing something again, and I heard his meow, as loud as day, coming from the entrance into the kitchen to the back door. And he did spend a lot of time in that area, and so I knew again that, oh my goodness, you've come to say hello, you've come to let us know that you're all right. Not only did I do that, but I also did the Talking to Heaven cards also pretty much 2 or 3 hours after his passing. And so I did one for myself. I did a reading for myself. I did one for my son because actually my son owns the cat. And I did one for my husband and my friend, and we all got beautiful messages. Sorry, I'm just plugging in the computer before it runs out on me with battery power. And so I'm just going to show you the cards that I received, the messages from our cat. So as I put him down there beside me, the first message that came out for me was, "We will be together again." And so tears were flowing down my face as I got this message, and I just thought, wow, how amazing, how wonderful. And then the next message that came in was, "Remember me by the happy memories we created." And so I'm still learning that, still trying to, there's tons and millions of moments that we had. He was a very adventurous cat. He was the hunter. He just did things really intelligently. He was quite the intelligent cat. But in saying that, he was a very typical Scorpio natured soul, in the sense of, if you do me wrong, it will take a while for me to forgive you. And dare I say it, I'm very similar in that sense as well. And hence why we had that bond. But the bond that he had with my son was very much of a brother friendship, connection. It was like they would rough and tumble each other, and then they'd be so loving to each other. Although, in saying that, there was a very strong bond between them. And so when he passed, my son really went through some amazing emotions. He went from angry to tears, and I'm talking about a 23-year-old here, and I think even he was feeling stupid, but he didn't realize how much the cat had a profound effect on his life. And so he was going to kidnap the cat when he found out that I was going to put him down. And so he finally got his head around that. Thank goodness for that. The cat probably didn't need any more trauma than it had within himself. And so he said, right, he said, you do what you have to do with him. I don't want to see him dead. I don't want to blah, blah, blah. And so when the time came to bring him home, to bury him, he was actually there. He actually arrived back, and he said to me, "Mum, something was telling me to come back home." And I says, "Okay." And so my husband and my son both dug the little grave for our cat, and we said our goodbyes, and it was a beautiful send-off. But in saying that, a very, very heartbreaking send-off, as you can still tell with my emotions. A very, very special cat. And so this one I'm still working on. Remember me by the happy memories we created. The next message that came out from him was, "I am sorry, please forgive me." And I didn't really quite understand this statement, this message, and I thought, why does he have to say sorry to me? It should be the other way around. But I suppose he was a cat that really fought to keep himself alive, so to speak. I think he knew that his time was near, and it's almost like he wanted to stay around to keep us happy. So he fought a really good battle with his disease. So that was a really interesting message. And the last message that came up, which I thought was just so beautiful, was, "I have become one of your guides." And so I believe that's why I heard him. That's why I sensed him first out of everyone. I feel that he is here to guide me, especially when it comes to my spiritual journey. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wow. So that is the story about our cat. He first went to the vets just almost over 3 weeks ago. We thought it was, well, the vet thought it was a sore throat, but I knew it was something more than that, because a cat just doesn't lose weight just like that. And so we took him back, and yeah, he pretty much had cancer. It was just a little while ago that I found out that his own mother also died of cancer quite a few years ago, and he was the last one out of the litter and out of all of his siblings that survived, and he was the last one to go. And so for about 2 weeks after we brought him back from the vet with the diagnosis of bowel cancer, I kept seeing cattails going flitting around the house, and I thought I was going crazy because we do have another cat, a short-haired cat. Benny is his name, and he's quite the big chap. He's a very different-natured cat, very sensitive, and so I thought I was seeing him running around the house. Now, if you could see our cat Benny, he's very big, not greatly big, but you would never think that he could be running around the house. And so I sincerely believe that it could have been his siblings on the other side just waiting for him to come over. So that's my belief. Well, that's what I wish to believe. So there we go, folks. This is our cat. This was our cat. And I'm so glad I got him in my tarot deck. And yeah, that was him. So thank you for viewing, for those that can view this video, and I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.